This is Space Marine 2's newest feature. Now, it only works within single player because, as you're about to see, well, it's a pause menu. Going into the pause, you can set up this photo mode. This actually came out, I think, a day before the release of Space Marine 2, and I've been playing around it so much. In fact, well, this is the showcase that PlayStation did of the game. It adds in so many different details, not just being able to, you know, fly around your characters, Titus, as we can see here. You have around a 9-meter radius that you can move within, but you can change the camera roll, whether you're tilted to the side on the whole axis, and it really gives you a lot of options in terms of getting that perfect shot. I mean, this is the most beautiful game to be able to do it in. But that's not the only thing as well. You're able to change even details about the game itself, like Titus's expression, whether you want his eyes closed, his angry, or even his helmet on, if you want that authentic look, which, if I'm going to be honest, that's kind of the look that I'm always going to be going with. Oh, but what about Chiron and Gadriel? Well, we don't even have to have them turned on. Yeah, they can be completely vanished from these shots, which is a feature that I think goes above and beyond any of the other Space Marine stuff that I think is so awesome. It is possibly one of the most beautiful camera features. In fact, I'm going to play on screen a little bit now some of the stuff that people have been working on, and these screenshots are more than incredible. I cannot get over how gorgeous they look. I mean, the detail on everything is beyond most games already, and being able to get in and zoom nice and close is fantastic. So what do we actually get to do within this? Not only can we change the character visibility and of course facial expressions and the helmet visibility, but we get completely free movement on all axes. You have to stay within the 10 or so meters from your character, as mentioned, and you cannot clip through walls, which, you know, is another side thing, but you're still able to get pretty much every angle that you could expect within this. There's a lot of vertical movement as well, so being able to adjust height and camera rolling. Now, most photo modes, as you'd expect, you get to hide the UI, which is absolutely fantastic because it wouldn't really be a photo mode without it. But then it starts to get a little bit more detailed. Being able to change the field of view from 50 to 115 degrees. The default in-game setting is 73.7, but you can experiment with a full range of dramatic changing to feel your shots. Now, you can also change the depth of field from 0.3 to 50. The default is 5, by the way. This creates the dreamy, blurry background and sort of adds on where the center focus point of your guys are. Speaking of center focus points, by the way, there's the bokeh, which, if anyone doesn't actually work with cameras, in simple terms, is it changes how blurry the background is. And of course, the focus distance. What distance the objects are in a sharp focus, ranging from 0.3 to 25, with the default settings at 3. Now, all of this together really adds for some really beautiful shots that you can take. There's a lot of detail, a lot of stuff that can go into it. But not only this, you can choose from filters, from monochrome, sepia, cold, warm filters, that kind of stuff, and frames, whether you want to add some dramatic borders as well. And funnily enough, you can put the Warhammer logo on. I don't know in what scenario you'd want to do that, but hey, it is a possibility. Now, if we actually go back to the video, we can see all of this in action. Of course, the bokeh being changed, all that kind of good stuff. And if we skip quickly to the end of it, well, we can see the final screenshot, which is absolute insanity. This is one of the most beautiful things. And we can see that focus distance really being changed in real time as the Tyranid gaunts come in and out of focus, where Titus is the main sort of objective here, but everything else from the tail to the mandibles to the backplate armor of these Tyranids can move with and out of focus depending on where we set the bokeh intensity, the depth of field, and the focus distance. So we are in the game now. As you can see, I've got Galadriel and Chiron. As I mentioned, this does not work in multiplayer, but if we press escape and then we press F, we go into our photo mode, and it lets us, well, wiggle around a bit. If we hold right click, then we can get our whole axis, and of course we've got our lads looking badass as hell. Now, pressing F hides the UI, and of course holding a right click means that our button goes anyway. Brilliant. Okay, so we can move with WASD. Space goes up, control goes down, and we can rotate. And pressing R will reset everything. Not that we've actually done anything as of yet. So our field of view, well, that's how you'd expect it, really. So we can have a really cool shot there, or we can get nice up and close. And actually, if we're able to get nice up and close here, I'm actually hitting something. Oh, I'm at the distance that I can be away. Then we can sort of get a nice shot. If we get these guys standing together, I'd rather you guys were facing me, I'm going to be completely honest. But we also have the ability to roll the camera in case we wanted to get a nice shot like so. And then this is where the important parts. So we can put our bokeh up. Now it looks a bit rubbish on its own because what we haven't done is change the depth of field really as we'd want it to. So if we put the depth of field up and then we can sort around the bokeh a little bit and change our focus distance. And now we can go into the other bit. So we've got filters, you've got presets. If you want monochrome. Oh, that's pretty nice. The cold filter looks, well, it looks cold as hell. I might keep that one on. Change your exposure if you need to, so you can have it all nice and blown out if that's kind of the thing. But it really, the brightness is going to be coming into play a little bit here, but we don't want too much of that. I think there's a little bit too much contrast. So if we're going to take that down to a -2 and saturation, we can put that up just to make the armor pop like such. And then you've got everything like film grain. You know, if you want to be cool, you can put that up. Bloom as well. Touching the bits of light that are coming onto it, your vignettes. Beautiful. And of course, we can change all our faces. If we want to put our helmet on, we can do such a thing. You can do the same with Gadriel, and he can have his cool helmet on. Or, of course, we can just make him disappear if we want to. Anyway, so let's move forward until we find some enemies. Now, quick warning, this is a little bit further on in the game, moving towards the final missions. So some of the enemies, well, they're going to be purple. So if you don't want to know what purple enemies look like, well, now's your chance to go away. And here come the Terminators, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to get into my Healy mode. Hello, lads. I'm coming to say hello. Would you like to help me with some cool screenshot? Your fire friend has just blown me up, and I'm not very happy about that. Just have a bit of this melter. Here we go. There we go. If we go into this screenshot... See, this is the issue with having like a game where everything plays out the way... There we go, he's gone. Okay, so now he's pissed off. Oh my god, there's a head there. That's awful. So Titus is currently ripping this guy's head off. We can get a good angle of this. Actually, like, what are we going to get here? I don't know what's going to be best. I mean, his head's already come off. If we sort of come from this angle, there we go. And we put in... let's change the FFV a little bit. If we can get the camera wrong. There we go. In fact, I kind of want to get a slightly... There we go. That's probably... I want to get his hand in, though. Not sure about all these sparks, so it kind of ruins the shot. There we go. That's nice. And we change the depth of field first. And our bokeh. And our focus distance that I want to be on Titus himself. There we go. Let's blur out that background. Then we've got Titus. Now, I would like him to have his helmet on because I do think that looks best. Brilliant. And, yeah, we can also change these frames, by the way. Oh, I didn't mention the frames. Yes, we can have that cool frame. Letterbox. You've got the bloody frame, which is probably what we're going to go with. And, yeah, you can put the logo on. If you want to do some shilling, but I don't... I mean, it does, and you know what? It does look kind of cool. I'm going to be honest. Look at that. F12. There we go. We've got our screenshot, and we're going to adjust slightly. I'm going to do it without said logo because I'm not going to be a shill for today. Thank you. And get another one. There we go. There we have Titus slaughtering a man. Oh, we got another one here. Beautiful. Yeah, you get out of here. Gadriel, my god, man. Bit intense. Incredibly intense, actually. What have we got over here? Plasma pistol. No, I don't want that. So that is what we like to call the photo mode. And for me, I think it's one of the coolest features of the game. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I think there's so much that you can do with this. I think the ability to... I mean, look. Gadriel, you're kind of in the way here. Can you piss off, please? Thank you. Oh, God, he's so goddamn badass. He's so cool. I need to take that bloody thing off, though. There we go. And actually, we've got way too much bokeh here. Oh, Chiron. Now you're in the... He's in the shot. There we go. So let's just... Yeah. Well, this is the photo mode for Space Marine 2. I'd recommend going and check it out. I think it's one of the coolest things that they've added in. And it means that you can take some incredible screenshots. There'll be plenty of those other people's screenshots in this video, but I would definitely recommend going and check it out without sounding too much like a shill.